Hi, everyone, and welcome to From Peace to Peace, the Piece by Piece podcast. I'm your host, Nayobé Reemnet, also known as Miss Voluptuous Suriname 2025, and the founder of Piece by Piece, which is a platform created to help young people explore their identity and use their voice to make a real difference in the world. Each episode, we speak to inspiring individuals who are turning their personal puzzle pieces, meaning their stories, their values, and their experiences, into action. Whether you're just getting started or looking to grow your advocacy, you're in the right place right here. Today, I'm joined by Selencio, also known as Hermano. He is a spoken word artist whose roots are also in Suriname, just like me. So it's a very special guest for me. We're going to invite him right now, see if he's ready to join. Hi, welcome, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I am also good. Thank you so much.
Great to hear
Okay,
that.
so are you ready to start?
Yeah, sure. Are you ready?
Amazing. Okay, so could you introduce yourself to our watchers?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Hermano. I'm an spoken word artist from Suriname, and I actually do a lot of projects that has to do with our roots as a Black community living in the Netherlands. Most of my spoken words are based on slavery. Also, most of them has to do with hoe zeg je dit alweer in het Nederlands?
Wat
Hoe
wil je
zeg je dat
zeggen?
alweer? Zwarte. ehm kom later weer erop. I'll get it later.
Okay, that's totally fine.
But most of my
Amazing.
post-spoken words has to do with the Black community, inspiring people, and actually telling a story about our history, basically. Yeah.
Amazing. And if you had to explain your identity in 3 words, how would you do it?
Now, and identity in 3 words.
Hmm.
Um, 3 words. That's a really good question. I would say Black empowerment, I would say would be one.
Hmm.
Motivational would be two, and also supportive.
I love that. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
And I think from what I've seen from you that it's also very fitting. So amazing. We're going to find
Appreciate
out
it.
more about that in a bit as well.
Appreciate it.
Um, all right, then we're going to move on to the second segment of our podcast, which is all about
Mm-hmm.
the things that you do, not only as a spoken word artist, but also as an activist, I guess, and also why you decided to do these things. So, could you tell us what the issue is that is closest to your heart and why that is the case?
Okay, so basically, I'm from Suriname.
Hmm.
Suriname, there is it's a small country based in the south of America.
Hmm.
There's a lot of culture in our country. It's a lot of art in our country. A lot of people are busy doing everything that they can do with art, singing, making music, rapping, creating art, anything. And I used to when I was younger, I was always writing, but I didn't know what I was writing about. I just like to take a pen or a pencil, anything I could find, and just start writing. At some point, I noticed that I'm writing about things that has to do with my feelings. And then I thought that, hmm, maybe I could write and share my feelings with other people to inspire them. And
Hmm.
then I got the idea to start doing projects that had to do with working with children and inspiring other people because I was coming from some place where all around me nothing was going as I would think it should go, as in people were really demotivated, people were going to school. At some point they would drop out of school. And
Hmm.
I thought by doing some projects I would be able to inspire some people or the
Yeah.
people around me. And then I started doing a lot of projects, and all of the projects were based on inspiring kids, helping kids. At some point, I even wanted to start a skating park in the Suriname because we don't even have one skating park there.
Oh, that's
And
beautiful.
the point was to give kids that are skating or kids that are doing anything that has to do with sport a place or a platform where they could actually be themselves.
That's
And
beautiful.
yeah, I was doing that, but the main focus wasn't spoken word yet. It was
Mhm.
more projects, anything that I could do to inspire people, basically.
And those, like, if I understand correctly, it sounds like you wanted to inspire people with something that, well, that was special to you. Like
Yeah,
you were a very busy kid, if I understand. You were
yeah,
very
exactly.
creative, and you wanted to share that with other people. But how did you start doing spoken word? Like, what was the trigger for that?
So I used to be a model.
Oh,
I was a really tall, skinny model, and
cool.
I was doing a lot of projects,
Hmm.
doing a lot of photo shoots and a lot of uh, catwalks, model shows. And at some point, the manager asked, "Is there anyone that can do a spoken word? Because I need something extra for the show." And then I was like, "I'll do it." Because I used to write things already. And
Yeah.
then I was standing there before I knew it. I was doing a show for the Chinese ambassador in Suriname, and there were
Wow.
about I think 1,000 people there, something like that.
Hmm.
And that was the first time I actually performed for a large crowd.
And did you
And
have any time to, like, to prepare or
prepare
anything?
2 days. I had 2 days
That's
to write
amazing.
something, and I wasn't able to memorize it. I was standing there with a sheet in my hand, and then I was just reading it.
And you
So
still did that. That's so
yeah,
inspiring. That's
yeah,
amazing, actually. You should be
yeah.
very proud of yourself for that.
Appreciate it. Yeah, yeah,
And what keeps you motivated? Like, even if something doesn't go your way, or you already said that you speak about a lot about our slavery history and stuff like that.
yeah.
That's quite a heavy topic. What keeps you motivated, even though you are talking about such a heavy thing?
That's a very nice question. I'm actually happy you asked that question. So most of the pieces that I write are based on my emotions. So
Hmm.
when I'm feeling happy or when I'm feeling very sad or at some point I'm not able to sleep. What
Hmm.
calms me down is by maybe taking my phone and then I'll start writing in notes, or I'll just get a pen and a piece of paper and then I'll start writing. And basically, by being able to write down my feelings or turning my feelings into piece,
Hmm.
that actually keeps me motivated because that actually calms me down. And whenever I perform something, because after I'm finished writing something, I'm always excited about it. So when I get the opportunity to perform it and I see people's reaction and how people will, after a performance, people will come to me and tell me, "Oh, that was really great. Can you
Hmm.
explain something? How did you get motivated? Why did you write this?" And the connection that people show to me performing something, that's what
Hmm.
actually keeps me motivated because then I know that even though I don't know you, I was able to connect with you in some kind of way
Yeah.
where you actually felt what I'm trying to tell or what I'm trying to say. And that's
Hmm.
what keeps me going, actually.
That feels
Yeah.
like, I'm also a performer, like I sing. So for me, that's very it sounds very familiar, because whenever
Nice,
I'm
nice.
on stage and afterwards I hear a little girl tell me, "Oh, that was amazing. I want to be like you when I grow up,"
Yeah,
or they ask questions or something, it fuels that fire that we creatives have. So I fully
exactly.
understand. Okay, yeah. So you were talking about what's fueling you
Fueling me.
and
Yeah.
motivating you. You said that it's like other people's reactions. What
Yeah.
do you hope that people feel or walk away with after hearing your spoken words or your message?
So for me, if I'm able to inspire one person to actually do something that has to do with motivating other people, inspiring other people to achieve more than what is expected from them, then I'm already happy. Because as we know, if we have a look at our history, the Black history, it's beautiful and then also not that beautiful because we had to go through a lot of things. And the word that I was looking for was generational trauma. So
Mm-hmm.
generational trauma is something that I see uh, in a lot of people, in some of the generation, the way they act, the way that some people expect that they are not going to be able to achieve a lot of things. And to be
Mm-hmm.
honest, there are a lot of people that are motivating, a lot of people that are doing whatever they can to inspire other people. But
Yeah.
still, I can still see that some people just wake up and they don't expect anything from themselves. And for
Mm-hmm.
me to be able to tell a story or do a poetry and then inspire somebody to actually know that they can achieve more than what is expected from them,
Mm-hmm.
that's what actually for me is the best feeling that I can get. Knowing that I inspired someone, knowing that I might have actually started something in somebody by just telling them or sharing something with them, you know?
Yeah, that's beautiful. And
Yeah.
do you have an example of an instance where you noticed that someone actually walked away with that?
I that would be most of the time is after I'm done doing a performance. I
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of people that will come to me and then tell me that they didn't even understand what I was talking about, but they still felt something. And by feeling something, they were getting a good idea of what I was talking about. Because most of my performances are in my native language, which is in Juka,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that if you don't, you even not being able to understand what I'm talking about, you can still feel something. And then
Mm-hmm.
most of the time they'll come to me and ask me, can I explain what I was talking about? And when I explain it, then they're like, I didn't even understand any of the words, but that's the connection, that's the feeling that I was getting from it, that you were talking about something that has to do with that. And then
Mm-hmm.
for me, I'm like, okay, nice, you
Yeah.
know? So,
Yeah.
and most of the time when I make a video and I put it on social media, I'll always put the translation under there. And then
Mm-hmm.
I'll have some people, or I'll see people commenting that that was beautiful, they understand it, they can connect to it. So
Yeah.
basically, that's yeah.
All right. Like the first time I saw you performing, and also the instance where we met was during the Fear Afri Libi event that I
Yeah,
helped organize.
yeah,
And I remember you doing a spoken word piece as well in Juka, which
yeah.
is funny because we're both Surinamese, but we don't speak the same language. And I'm
Same
pretty sure that
languages. Yeah,
multiple people from other countries wouldn't really understand that. You are from the inner parts of the country, right?
yeah, yeah.
Could you explain what that part of your identity means to you and how you translate it back into your art?
Okay. So, Suriname is a small country, but at the same time, really large country because we have different types of cultures in Suriname. One of the cultures that we have is Juka and Samaka. It's a
Hmm.
little bit different, but it's almost the same type of culture that we have. And this is a language that is not spoken almost not spoken anywhere else in the world, only in Suriname or maybe the Netherlands, because we have some of these people also living in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, how am I going to be able to share some of my culture living in the Netherlands so people can get to know more about our culture, more about the language, more about what we are going through and what our culture is about. So then I decided to start writing in Juka
Hmm.
because most spoken word artists are doing English, Netherlands, Dutch, I mean. And this is for me from my perspective, this is what I mostly see.
Yeah.
Even if they speak another language, they'll do it in Dutch or English. So I
Yeah.
decided, so I'll do it in my own language.
Yeah,
If
I actually think
people,
that's beautiful because like the
yeah,
first time I heard you, pretty sure it was a piece about slavery and you did
it
it
had to do with slavery,
in
yeah,
Chuka. And even though I don't fully understand it, I could comprehend some words
yeah,
and I felt it and I felt every word because it felt so close and personal
yeah,
to you.
yeah.
I feel like it's such a beautiful way to bring over a message. So
Thank you.
definitely keep doing that. That's amazing. We were so
Appreciate it.
inspired.
Thank you.
Okay, next question. You said that you're very active in the Black community here in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like it's important to share stories between cultures?
I It's a good question. The reason why I think it's important is I can still notice that because there are different types of cultures,
Mm-hmm.
people are mostly choosing to stay between their own culture. But for me, I still think that the world is changing. We're going in a whole new direction. The new generation is also living in a whole different type of world based on what we are, the world that we were growing in.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's like if I can share my culture with other people so they can know more about it, those people that might get inspired or have some interest in knowing more about my culture and more about Suriname, and trying to get more of people from different cultures to know more about the culture, then I think for me it's already a good thing. I mean, because then I know more people might look for the Suriname to know more about Suriname, might even go to Suriname,
Mm-hmm.
because from my perspective from Suriname is that it's a really small country, so we don't really know a lot about the outer world. It's only
Yeah.
what we see on television or what we see on Facebook or social media.
Mm-hmm.
So when I moved to the Netherlands, there is a lot of for me it was a culture shock, I would say, because I then started to know more about other cultures. I started to know about other types of foods, and then I
Mm-hmm.
noticed that not a lot of people know actually anything about Suriname.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're living in our own world. So
Yeah.
then I decided to start sharing and sharing as much as possible. So if we
That's
get
cool.
more people to know about Suriname by me just doing one spoken word, then yeah, I'm happy.
That's
That was
amazing.
mostly the reason, yeah.
And do you notice a difference between how people from Suriname respond to your art and how people from the Netherlands respond to your art, even though they're both about Suriname?
So people living in Suriname,
Mm-hmm.
um, and people living in the Netherlands, it's a little bit different the way they react. So the people from Suriname are always supportive. They like it. They're gonna give a good compliment about it. But from the Surinamese people, for example, in the Netherlands, they from I think it's more appreciated by the people in from the Surinamese background living in the Netherlands
Mm-hmm.
because they want to know more about it. They
Yeah.
want to hear more about it. For them, it's a whole new, uh, um, um, how would I say this? Type of art,
Yeah.
because not a lot of people are speaking my native language in the Netherlands, but
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of people that speak it. There are a lot of people that are from my culture, but
Yeah.
most of them will speak Dutch.
Yeah.
But in Suriname, the minute you step out of the airplane, if you get to Suriname, if you're ever gonna go, one of the first thing you're gonna hear is my language. You know,
Really?
yeah, because it's is it's all over everywhere where you go. So
Cool.
there are a lot of people that are always doing spoken words in my native language. So it's something that's always around you because
Yeah.
our culture, our art is something that's everywhere that you go in Suriname.
That's
But in the
beautiful.
Netherlands, it's a little bit different, I would say.
I do feel like as someone growing up and living in the Netherlands as a Surinamese person, I feel like it gives me a piece of home and a
Yeah,
piece of recognition, which I really like. I really appreciated that. And like I remember like talking to my cousins from Suriname and they still live there, and
yeah.
they're all trying to make their own art and stuff, and they feel like they have more opportunities here in the Netherlands. How
Yeah,
do you feel about it? Do you feel like like it's different here than over there? Like, what's the difference, like, as an artist?
it's a big difference because because like I already said, in Australia, everybody is artistic. Everybody is doing something that has to do with art.
Hmm.
And in the Netherlands, the minute you are doing something and s- one person might have one connection to it, I say it's special, and that
Hmm.
person is already gonna start calling other people and be like, I just met this guy and he's doing this. I need you to sign him up. You need to book him
That's
for some. And when I came to the Netherlands, I didn't have any plans to become a spoken word artist.
mm,
Is because somebody asked me once again, the same person that asked me in
yeah.
Suriname, that she was also in the Netherlands and asked me to do a pop-up show. Then I did
Hmm.
one show.
Mm-hmm.
I did one spoken word, and before I knew it, five other people were calling me from other art organizations like, okay, how much do you need? How much do we need to pay you for one, two of those poetry? And I was like, uh, how
And
did
do
you
you
get
feel
my
like that's a
number?
part of the Black community here in the Netherlands, or is it just like the Dutch culture in general?
I would say it's a little bit of both because the Dutch culture is really appreciative of culture
Mm-hmm.
and anything that has to do with art. That's something that I really like about the Netherlands is that people actually invest in artists. They'll actually invest in what you're trying to do
Mm-hmm.
because you can really see that it's really appreciated,
Yeah. Yeah, I
That's what I
can
really like.
imagine.
Yeah.
As a singer myself and also like a musical theater artist, I definitely recognize it as well. Like I had one friend who also did musical theater and she had some contacts and she linked me up with people and
Yeah.
before I knew it, I was in a musical theater tour. So that really
Yeah.
is how it goes. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next segment, which is all about the projects that you're doing right now and the
Okay.
projects that you're most proud of. So, could you tell us about some of the projects, actions, or roles that you have taken on so far?
So I've been getting a lot of bookings from different cultural platforms in the Netherlands.
Hmm.
Most of them are based with that has to do with the Black community. Some of them has to do with Surinamese projects,
Hmm.
and some of them also has to do with cities or I would say villages in the Netherlands that want to add more culture into the neighborhood because they want the people living there to be more appreciative of project culture and uh, art.
Hmm.
So right now, I would say for this year, I did see a big difference. If I have to compare that to last year,
Hmm.
because last year was when I actually started doing projects, and then this year I noticed that a lot of people already had my information. They were calling me. So
Hmm.
I actually got a call from a group, yeah, Kavina group. Kavina is like one of our traditional type of music that we are making in Suriname.
Yeah.
And they asked me if I wanted to join them for a project. Then
Hmm.
I was like, yeah, sure. But the project had to do with Amsterdam Carré, is
Hmm.
I think one of the biggest theaters in the
It
Netherlands.
is. Yeah, it
And
definitely is.
yeah, and they told me, so we sold out Amsterdam Carré, and we need you for 2 minutes to perform a specific piece that you will write based on a special song that we're gonna perform. And I was like, okay, great. Another booking. Yay, let's go. But I didn't know what I was getting into, I didn't know. I never heard about Amsterdam Carré. I didn't
You
even
didn't know what
know.
carré
I
was?
didn't know what Carré was. I didn't
Well,
know.
then you were in for a surprise.
I was in for a surprise because the day when we were gonna practice, we were in some kind of warehouse where we practice. I saw, okay, this is gonna be a big project. This might be the biggest one I'm gonna do. So the day when I needed to go to do the performance, they were telling me, "Oh, you're an artist. Go to the back and then go inside." Blah 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 blah. So when I got there, I went to the backstage. I saw one big room with almost 2,000 seats and one big podium, and I was like, oh, what? You know? And
And how did it go? How did the performance go?
to be honest, that was the best performance that I ever did.
Oh,
I've never been so nervous in my life before, and that actually became the best performance that I did because I was standing in front of 2,000 people,
hmm,
and all of them were just sitting there really quiet, listening to what I had to say.
that's amazing. And
You
that
know,
must feel must feel so empowering as well, right?
it was really amazing. And the 28th of September, we're gonna do it again. So I'm excited.
Well, I'm rooting for you for sure.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Um, okay, so well, that already covers one of the questions I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Um, have you ever had a moment where you how do I say this? Where you were writing a spoken word and it helped you see things from a new light or from a new way or a different direction.
To be honest, I have that with all of the pieces that I write.
Oh, could you elaborate?
Yeah, because I have one that has to do with it's called Dengansama.
Mm-hmm.
Dengansama meaning our ancestors. And I wrote it. I didn't even know why I wrote it, but I wrote it because I was feeling that I needed to write something. I didn't know what I was writing, but I needed to write something. At some
Mm-hmm.
point, when I read everything again, then I noticed I actually wrote something that has to do with our ancestors. And ancestors is not my grandma, my grandpa, but going way back where it all started, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And when I did the performance, then I noticed that, oh, wow. I'm actually feeling that I'm not performing to the people standing, sitting in front of me, but I'm actually talking to my ancestors. And that was giving me a whole different type of feeling that I never felt before.
Oh,
And,
that's beautiful.
the same thing happened again because I wrote this to our ancestors. And about 1 month ago, my father died, as you know. And at one of the nights where we were together to pray for him and everything, I decided to do the performance. And then it hit me that I actually wrote something that didn't have to do with only our ancestors, but also to the people that were with us and are now, gone, and
Mm-hmm.
then that hit me that, okay, you're writing a lot of things, but it's not doesn't only have to do with how we're living now or the world that we're in, but it has to do with the past, with now, and it also has to do with the future.
That's
And I have,
absolutely beautiful.
yeah, actually, that type of things, that type of feeling, I get that every now and then when I think about something or when I experience something, then I know that okay, I actually wrote something that means a lot.
Yeah. And I don't want to put you on the spot. I would understand if this would be a bit out of the blue, but is there anything you can do right now for us that we can hear some of your
Yeah,
art as
sure,
well?
sure, sure. I was actually
Amazing.
prepared. I have something here in my hands.
That's great.
Okay, let's see if we're gonna pick. I'm gonna do the one that I just talked about, the
Mhm.
Gansama, because I think that might be a really good one. Let's
Amazing.
see.
We're all ears.
So this is a piece called the Gansama, Our Ancestors. It's a tribute to the people that were before us, the people that are still living with us, and the people that are gonna be gone. Okay. The Gansama. Kaiden, me kaiden Gansama for the Yemi. Me kaiden Gansama for the Yemi. Kaiden. Me kaiden Gansama for the Yemi. The sama di wakawi fesi, fechagan feti, for open up pasigiwi. Awade sama di ski fu geschiedenis en lelui sa ukultu. Fu abeja u fesi. Wabo po ide atide. Bika wade gan sama fuwi. Megu gantangi fa libidu giwi. Gantangi fa kulturu fika baka. Gantangi dat it the day we luku un. Gantangi fa la de san du bende. Aga la de san dudu. Ukaiding. Ye kaiding gan sama fu de yemi. Ye kaiding gan sama fu de yemi. Ukaiding. Roep ze. Ik roep onze voorouders om mij te horen. Zij die voor ons op de aarde hebben gelopen, voor ons hebben gevochten en de weg voor ons hebben gemaakt. Jullie zijn degenen die ons geschiedenis hebben geschreven en ons geleerd hebben wat onze cultuur vandaag is. Als jullie niet daar voor ons waren, zouden wij vandaag niet hier zijn. Jullie zijn onze voorouders. Ik geef dank voor het leven die jullie aan ons hebben gegeven. Ik geef dank voor de cultuur dat jullie achter hebben gelaten. Ik geef dank dat jullie vandaag de dag nog steeds naar ons kijken. Ik geef dank voor alles dat jullie waren en alles dat jullie hebben gedaan. Hoe kaiding? Je kaiding sama voor de yemi. Je kaiding sama voor de yemi. Hoe kaiding? That's it.
Dat was echt prachtig. I
Thank you,
mean,
thank
that
you.
was beautiful. Wow, I switched to Dutch real quick. That was beautiful. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for sharing that with us. Well, we're gonna move on to the last piece, which
Yeah.
might also be a nice one because it's your mini piece mission. And for the people who haven't been here before, a mini piece mission is a little challenge that every guest every week gives to our listeners. It's something that might help you to make some impact, and which also might help you to look into the perspective of our guests. So Hermano, could you tell us which one you chose for this week?
Your voice. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I know the. Um, sorry, might have to rephrase. I'd like you to give our listeners a
Mhm.
little challenge that they could try out this week.
Oh, okay. Little challenge that they can try out this week.
Yes.
That's a very good one. If I can give a challenge that they can try out this week is I would like to challenge our listeners to pick out 5 words. One, two, three, four, five. 5 words that have special meaning to them. Doesn't matter what those words are, just write down 5 words and then also pick out one emotion. Could be being sad, could be being happy, could be being angry, anything that you want to pick. So 5 words, you choose out 5 words and one emotion. And
Mhm.
then based on that, you can write for every word, you can start writing down, but these 5 words needs to be inside of everything that you're writing. It could be long or short, you choose. But what you're writing needs to be based on these 5 words and also this emotion. So then when you are finished, you can then read it over again or give somebody to read, and then you'll see that you've actually written your first or actually like a spoken word piece based on 5 words and one emotion.
Okay, I think I'm gonna try this myself as well. Really
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
Okay, and we're gonna finish off the episode then real quick.
sure,
If people would like to share their spoken word with you or they want to follow your journey, where can we
sure.
find you?
So on Instagram, my name is Selencio.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be Selencio, and then you have the underscore, the down straight, or how
Mm-hmm.
you say that. But yeah, that's so basically that's how you can find me. And if anybody wants to write something and send it to me, I'm always happy to read it and talk about it. So yeah,
Amazing. Okay, well, then I'd like to thank you so much for
sure.
sharing your words with us, sharing your spoken word with us, and sharing so much insight about your journey as well. We would love to share.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. For all the listeners, if you love this conversation, make sure to follow the following episodes as well. If you missed some of the conversation, don't worry, because everything will be also uploaded to YouTube and Spotify. Thank you once more, Hermano. And
Thank you.
until next time, bye.